Hello everyone, welcome to Teach Nepal. I'm Bizut Neupani. Today I'm here with a new video for the grade 12 students, and it's about writing a business letter. In the board exam, the students will be asked a letter like personal letter or official letter, and it's for 8 marks. I think this video will be really important for you, so please watch the video till the end. So letter writing is important from the point of view of exam every time. And in exam, you're asked two types of letters: personal letters and official letters. So what are the basic differences between these two kind of letters? You see, the language is personal or informally personal letter, but in official letter languages it should be official and standard because we are writing it to the head of the institutions, right? So we have to address our family members, relatives, or friends in personal letter, but the uh, head of the institution like principal, editor, ministers, or mayor of your municipality, these people are addressed in official letters. And regarding language use, it varies up depending upon who are you talking or who are you writing it to, right? For example, if you are writing to your friend, the language will be somehow informal, but if you are writing to your parents, then the language cannot be such informal. So but in official letter, every time the language that you write, it should be formal, it should be standard, because you are always writing it to the head of the institution and it should be accepted in an office. And pattern of personal letter is flexible. It can be flexible, it may not follow all the basic things that should be included in a letter, right? But in official letter, the pattern or the structure, the layout, it's rigid and it should be structural. It should be structurally written. So I'll show you what is the structure after this. I'll show the both pattern for personal letter and official letter. Next issue will be a personal issue in personal letter or family matters, but the issue in official letter, it will be public concern or official things, right? Now let me show you the patterns, basic patterns of personal letter and official letter. You could see here how the layout is different. Sometimes while you're writing in exam, so you don't pay kind attention to the layout. So layout really matters here, so please pay kind attention to this layout while you are writing an exam. You see, in personal letter there is address, date, how it is mentioned over here, and you could see here in uh, official letter, you see in official letter there is different layout, right? In personal letter we start with date, address, it's fine, or address date, it's fine. But in official letter, you see, there is to the editor, the Kathmandu Post, Thinkuni Kathmandu, right? It is one of the official letters. There are different kind of official letters like business letter, letter to the editor, job application, letter to the principal. There are many kind of official letters. So this letter to the editor is one of the types, right? So but in personal letter we directly address this person like dear Suresh or such things, right? And in later to the editor we have to write these kind of things like to the editor or to the principal, or it can be sometime to the mayor also. So only after writing these things, right, you can proceed, or you can just go ahead in writing the things. Just a while here, I'll just show you the things, right? So these things are mostly different in a personal letter and official letter. These things should be different in our personal letter and official letter. After that we have to write subject, but in a personal letter we don't need to write subject, right? And we have to write dear sir, madam in our official letter, but in our personal letter we can just write who we are writing it to, right? So these are the basic differences. And in the salutation or greeting part, but after that how we start our later, it matters, right? So I have started here, it has been long since we exchanged letters last. I'm fine here with my family and I hope that you have been doing well, right? So this is how we start. But in official letter, the language is more formal. You see, with due regard, I would like to attract the attention of the stakeholders and concerned authorities. So the way of it starting is it's almost formal. Formal language is used. So in this way, you have to pay kind attention to these kind of letters. The language used in personal letters and official letter. All right. So I hope you have got some ideas about these layout. Now I'll move ahead. So because I'll tell you some other things about official letter in detail, And in my next video, I'm planning to upload how to write a letter to the editor, step by steps also. So please, if you want to get other ideas about this, please pause it and just have a look or go through these kind of letters and find out the differences yourself and feel, oh, this is the difference between this letter and this letter. So accordingly do the same thing in your exam also, right? Now here you have been given a task, all right? So I need to remove this here. Okay, clear. Now you have been given a task for the offense there in your book, right, in grade 12. Write a letter to a business organization overseas describing the prospects of the tourism industry in a local place. Consider the following points in the letter. So what you need to include in a letter: propose to venue in tourism business, persuade the organization head to visit the place, right? You have to propose a venue, right, for the tourism business. That might be the right prospective, or that might be the probable tourist venture, and you have to persuade the organization head to visit the place and clearly dig out the specialities and potentialities of the place. What are the potentialities, or what are the basic things, right, or attractions? You have to write about that. Explain its archaeological and historical importance. In what ways it's important from the historical point of view, right? So you have to include these things in your letter. Now I have prepared an outlook of the letter, so such kind of things should be included in the letter. This is just a format, right? So I'm going to show you this kind of task that you have to do there. So date is mentioned here, then address. After date, address, right, you have to write to, right, comma, the managing director, comma, success travels and tours, comma, Sydney, Australia. So this name is imaginary. You can write any name unless you are given any particular name, right? So this is how we write: comma, to, comma, the managing director, comma, success travels and tours, comma, three commas. After three commas, then you have to put full stop, okay, Sydney, Australia. And subject, you have to put it in center and write subject in brief. It should be almost in single line. Please, it's not good to write subject in 2 or 3 lines or complete sentence, okay? It should be short and brief. Then after that we write dear sir, madam. If we don't know who the person is, then we can just entitle sir or madam, right? So next, with due regard, I'm writing this letter to you to explain the prospects of tourism in Nepal, right? So our topic is to write about the perspective, or to write about one of the tourist destination that has not been identified yet. So we have to write about that, and this is how we have to start it. This is just the anatomy I have, or skeleton I have shown you here, but the remaining things you have to do it yourself, right? I just showed you how it should look like, okay, or how you have to structure it, okay? And after writing this, so after writing this, you have to write what prospective place, or what that tourist destination you are talking about. You have to mention that in the first paragraph, okay? This is the starting paragraph, opening paragraph. And in the second paragraph, right, you have to include the key points. Where is that place located, and in what ways that is important, important from the point of view of archaeology, and next thing is that history, okay? And after that you have to write that conclude some concluding remarks. So therefore I'd like to request you to come to visit this place, so that it will be publicized all over the world. In that way you can just mention some of your points in your letter. So this is how you have to structure our formal letter. And at last, I look forward to hearing a positive response from you. Yours obediently, ABC. Please just write these things that I have written here first, okay? And after that you try writing your letter, and if you get any confusions, or if you get any troubles, please feel free to write it in the comment section, so that I can respond to you and I can assist you, right, if I can. Okay, all of you, I hope you get some ideas regarding these personal letters and official letter, and got some right tips for writing this business letter or official letter. If you know how to write a kind of official letter, for example, if you know how to write a letter to the editor, it will greatly help you to write a business letter or to write other kind of official letter, because the layout is almost same, the language will be different. So all of you have a good day. Thank you so much for watching our video. If you liked it, please subscribe to our channel and share it to your friend circle also. Thank you.